Alright guys, I have another unbelievably important video. I'm just trying to show you guys that this is God. That, like, more proof of God through me, through all the stuff that I've been sharing. First of all, I want to say thank you for anyone who's been putting up with my attitude, because I know that, like, the past videos I've shown a lot of attitude and a lot of venting, and I was called out for like being kind of hypocritical about that, because I would talk about, like, having low engagement, but I'm, like, not even responding to my comments, and I'm glad that somebody like called me out for that, because that's absolutely accurate. So I'm really sorry that I respond so late. It's just, like, it really has been my anxiety, and I've been wanting to respond faster, but I hesitate so much, and then it piles up, and that's just how I am with everything. That's why I'm kind of like that's why I'm a loser because I'm really bad at organizing my tasks and just getting things done. I'm not really good at getting things done, to be honest. So thank you guys just for, like, being patient with me, and like, if you're still here, you, like, God has chosen you for, like, something special too, because I'm telling you that this is proof of God. You know, this has to do with what I posted about the great conjunction coming up, the next one with Jupiter and Saturn. And keep in mind that all the father-son stuff that I've been talking about, and how I've been talking about John 10:30, I and my Father are one. So Jupiter and Saturn, that's the great conjunction. Saturn is the father of Jupiter. Remember, I mentioned it to Cody. I showed you the video. I showed you when I was telling Cody about that with Back to the Future on September 9th, 2024. So it was the beginning of September. That's when I brought it up, and I didn't even realize that was a great conjunction date, because 9-3 is Saturn, 93, and 24 is the glyph of Jupiter. So that went over my head, but that was when I just happened to bring it up to him. So just consider what I found with the Dodgers winning the World Series, and how I found the undeniable connection. This wasn't me being, this wasn't me reaching or anything. Like, there was a connection to the Dodgers winning the World Series and John 10:30, I and my Father are one, that somebody was supposed to find, and it ended up being me. It did, and to be honest, like, if anyone else did before me, I'm begging you to show me. I'm begging you, because I want to talk to that person. I need to reach out to that person. If anyone else found that before me anywhere, that, like, even mentioned John 10:30, I and my Father are one, with the Dodgers winning, and I need to talk to that person. If they did it before me, or even if they did it around the same time and didn't know, like, hadn't heard my channel, which is very reasonable because I have a very low-key channel. But if there's anyone else out there who has talked about John 10:30, I and my Father are one, with the Dodgers winning, please tell me. Or even if you did anywhere, you wrote it down anywhere, like show. I would like to see, like, the documentation or proof, not because I'm trying to be competitive, because I want to know we are on the right track, like, because I know I am, and I want to know if anyone else is on the right track as well. So I'm bringing that up because how can it be possible that God chose the person? I'm going to speak about it like this until I can see otherwise, but what are the odds that God chose the one person to find that about John 10:30, I and my Father are one, again, so that verse equals, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not gonna bother refilming the video. That was an accident. I don't care. I really don't care. I do not care. That's not even, like, I really don't. But anyways, what are the sheer odds that the one? Oh yeah, so John 10:30, I and my Father are one. Like when you add without the phrase, the ordinal value, the first value that we all love ordinal, 182. It equals 182. I and my Father are one. It equals 182. And Jesus Christ is our way to the Father, right? So Jesus Christ, I say every time because I want to always, I never want to omit giving credit, because I would not know about 1275 without Casey Jones. So Jesus Christ equals 1275 in Latin, and when you do the date that I no one else, nobody else does that. I think I do with the dates. You finding the number, breaking it up and turning it into a date, and then doing So when you go for Jesus Christ is 1275, and when you break that into the date 1/2/75 to the day that the Dodgers won the World Series was exactly 18200 days. Like how I and my Father are one is 182 in ordinal. And that's the exact same span as 2600 weeks. And God equals 26. So again, I'm going to keep speaking about it like this until I can see otherwise, that I discovered that I found that was not a reach. And I've already shown many, with the past videos, I was showing why God chose me to do that with the connections that I have with all the other stuff going on with Trump and the election, and then the movie Back to the Future, and how all that connects to each other too. And Lodge 49, the show that was written about me that Casey told me about, it's just it's so now going fast forwarding to the present time right now, what I posted in my community today, this morning, the next great conjunction. Let me back a little bit. So I mentioned that my dad, his birth date is January 1959. And I already showed you in the last video how this is significant, where I took my dad's death date. I went from the founding of the United States to the amount of days that matches his death date, which was 82299 days. And if you go from that date to when the Dodgers won the World Series, that was 8400 days exactly. And John 10:30, I and my Father are one equals 84, a keypad. It just keeps going, and there's a reason. I'm trying to show you that there is a reason why I am the person who figured it out. And you can, this is more documented proof of it, because I didn't know about this great conjunction. What I'm about to tell you right now, I did not know about this connection before I found out that stuff with the Dodgers. I didn't. I had no idea until this morning. So I was just, all the things I was talking about, okay, my dad's birth date is January 19th, 59, so 11959. And then when you go forward that many days after my birth, so from my birth, and you go forward 11959 days, that is July 4th, 24, which happened recently, which happened to be the 248th birthday of the United States for one. Just happened to be that was a perfect alignment too. That just in itself, because we all know 248, we know how important that is, especially with what's been going on with the election, Trump and all that. So on the 248th birthday of the United States, I turned the amount of days that matches perfectly my dad's birth date, 11959. And when you go from that date to the next great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, Father and Son, it's exactly 196 months. Now 196 is 14 square, 14 times 14. Why is that important? Because John 10:30, I and my Father are one, is 14:14, and I already showed I showed so many examples of the 14:14. I didn't show just examples of the Father, Son, and I and my Father are one. I've shown the examples of the 14:14 with the election. Let me explain one. So, okay, we're talking about going back to the future. And in the Bible, like the tree of life is referenced in Revelation at the end. So I'm saying, all right, we're going back to Genesis. Genesis has 1,533 verses, which 1533, that matches the date of the start of construction of the Golden Gate Bridge to the Father. And when you go from the start of construction of the Golden Gate Bridge to the election, it was exactly 1102 months in Latin, which when you put my name and my dad's name together, like our full names, because my name is Sean Ricardo Desaad, his name was Ricardo Idrusi Desaad, so when you just turn that into one long name, Sean Ricardo Idrusi Desaad, it's 1102 in Latin. So that's the wrong example. That was the wrong example. What was I trying to think? Ignore that, but that's still amazing too. That was still amazing too. What was it? I'll try to... Oh, I remember. So the date that... Okay, the amount of weeks that my dad was when I was born was 1707 weeks. 1707 weeks. That was how many weeks old my dad was when I was born. So when you turn that into the date using my, I guess I'll coin it, my technique, converting the number into the date. So when you go from 1707, but back in time, like in 1907, so 1707 to the election, that was 1414 months. I believe that's what it was. Yeah. Like John 10:30, I and my Father are one. 1414. And there's another, I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I showed a bunch of 1414s. Oh, so like I mentioned, the 84, like how I and my Father are one is 84 in keypad. So from Pope Francis's 84th birthday, oh, my coworker is coming over. When you go from Pope Francis's 84th birthday to the day, what was it? Dang it. I'm pretty sure it was from his 84th birthday to the day that I turned 1707 weeks. That was 14 days. Pretty sure. Damn, I'm like rambling right now, but